always going to be towing with three of the best guys in the world at this event. So Millrose Games is always going to be an incredible meet, but you don't usually see, particularly in that mile, that amount of talent all packed in one. So yeah, it was pretty incredible. Very, you nurture that experience, you learn from it moving forward. Not disappointed or unhappy with the 350. I'd love to get under 350, but it is February and I want to be firing in September. And the one thing I need to learn from these type of races and competitions is what can I use this for moving forward, particularly when it comes to rounds at World Champs, medaling, all that sort of stuff. And I'll be learning from my teammate too, Hoare. I mean, the guy's incredible. He ran that race really well. I tried to hurt him a little bit early on when he tried to move, and he moved again. And then when I got behind him, I thought I could do what I did to Josh Kerr last year, just kind of sit on him and try and make another move, but he just ran away with it. He was a better man on the day, and Neil Gooley came through really strong as well. So third place, it's funny being disappointed with third place. When I was a few years ago looking at that, 350 in third place would be pretty exciting, but now I've put myself at a higher standard, and I know Mario too. Myself and Jared will go through and hopefully be back next year to make it a more interesting race. So really happy for Jared, happy for Mario too, Spanish record. I mean, the OSC team is doing extremely well. We're breaking the bank account of On, which is always a fun experience for a Swiss company to go through that kind of financial stress when you have so many amazing, talented, wonderful athletes coming here into New York, running national records and crushing races. So it's great to be a part of. It's a privilege to watch, and really looking forward to what the team has in store for the next coming weeks. And for me personally, I'll go to Australia, use the energy from this mile and hopefully crush and win a medal at the World Cross Country Champs. That's my plan moving forward from now.
Another race just happened, but anything you would have changed?
It's hard to manage. I think maybe it was a bit too hot to start. Maybe it could have come through, but it's hard to judge. I really thought with the training and everything that I've done moving forward, I could be on that 347 range. Would I have beaten Jared? Probably not, but I would have loved to have been under 350, and I think maybe if I was a bit more conservative moving forward early on in the race and then trying to close down hard. I mean, when I ran 347 in Oslo, I was in a different shape, but being behind Jakob and having someone to gauge off the entire time at an even pace, very different to going out hard and then Jared kind of putting down the hammer in the last 400, running a 54, like extremely quick. So for me, yeah, I think maybe being a bit more conservative next time, but also just trying to trust my legs will keep me going. But in general, I think I'm just going to take what I can from this race, move forward to the next one and try and just improve on it. Last year running 350 at Millrose was like big for me because I knew a sub 350 should be in the future, like your fitness should improve. So that's what I'm looking forward to moving forward.
There's lots of talk about national records in your training group. I mean, does a day like this kind of reframe things? It's like, oh, now world records can be discussed.
Yeah, I mean, we did discuss. The one thing about that 347 mark is that it can be hit, and the people that are in my squad are the people that can hit those times. I mean, Jared is on a killer right now. I think 728 gave him a lot of confidence that he's like, I can run 347. And me running 347 Oslo last year was like, I can run 347 indoors. But obviously you got to put it to fruition. You got to actually get there. And I think now when we look at the team that we have the competitiveness, but also the mutual interest of going out and trying to break world records, national records, but also just win races. I think the one thing about the sport that's fantastic is it can be any type of a race or event, and you will want to go out there and win it regardless. So that's something that we've really been excited about, and we'll hopefully grow together and make each other better about.
Coming in, are you surprised Jared beat you?
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, I think at the end of the day, I refrained this from. Yes, a couple of days ago, it was like I had two guys in my squad. One of them was fourth at Worlds, the other one is a walking 329 guy, like ridiculous talent. But it could have been Mario. I could have won it. Wasn't most necessarily surprising, but I think for Jared, he's adapting to the training really well. He's healthy and he's also hungry. I think after disappointment for him at Tokyo, not being able to race for his country, disappointment not making the world's team. Like Jared has a lot he wants to prove. He wants to go and represent the US, win medals because he knows he can do it. And having someone with that kind of ambition is a privilege to have in the squad. Mario is the same. He has a lot he wants to medal. He got fourth. He got close. He's someone else as well that just has a lot of motivation too, and I have that as well. Missing out on worlds last year, going off and having some success at comms and moving forward. So it's a unique thing to have two guys like that are just so high up. Like there's no other squad in the world that I can think of that has that kind of talent together in that event. It's just ridiculous. Like I think, yeah, the standard's always going to be extremely high for the three of us, and I wasn't surprised at all about Yared's success tonight. I mean, like I knew one of us was going to go under 350 and probably win. Neil Gooley was also going to be a threat. Cole Hocker found out he was obviously dealing with an unfortunate Achilles thing, but he was going to be a threat too. But I think just that how dominant we are at the moment in training, I wasn't surprised Yared came through, and I saw Mario at the front giving it a good crack too. But yeah, Yared's I think he's just realizing now, or he realized from his 728 that he's on a different level, and he's going to use that moving forward for the rest of the season.
What are the emotions when he beats you by that much? Because obviously as a teammate, you're probably happy he runs fast, but also he's a guy you're going to have to beat.
Yeah, I mean, I ran against him a lot in college, and he used to out-dip me all the time, and I bloody hated it. Excuse me. But you know, that Yared's an incredible, talented athlete. It's an individual sport at the end of the day. We're all mates, good mates, but getting into the line, it's all business. And then when that line finishes, it's over. Like, whatever the result is, it's over. You might be disappointed, you might be happy, but he's my teammate, and I'm extremely proud of him, and I'm happy for his success. And for me personally, I'm going to go back to the drawing board and try and improve and get better and try and beat him. Like, that's what everyone was going to try and do. Like, you know, he's done an incredible thing, and he's going to be a huge success for OAC and help me training-wise just reach the next level as well, having someone like that. But at the end of the day, yeah, when we get to the start line, we're not friends, we're competitors. And when we cross that finish line, we're mates again. And whether he ran bad or I ran well or vice versa, I'm extremely proud of him, and I'm very happy to have him on the team. He's a great energy, and I'm very, very happy for him overall. But yeah, as a competitor, you know, he beat me by 3 seconds, and I feel like with the training and everything that I've done, I've been right up him or in front of him. But at the end of the day, you know, you can only do the best you can on the race day, and I'm really, really happy to see him get success because he's someone that I know, watching it day in and day out, deserves it. Yeah, that's just the mindset going through. It's going to be a different viewpoint than what I'm used to, because I was usually just me, you know. So that's going to be a different experience for sure. But it's one that I should take on and be excited about, because not many people get to train with someone like him. Not many people get to train with someone like Mario. So it's a privilege.
Those Worlds in July, if all three of you can somehow find yourself in the same race, you, Mario, and Yared, how much more dangerous will you feel? I
feel like it'd be more dangerous for Ritz. I don't know how Ritz would deal with it personally, but I mean, potentially could happen. Sport's an individual sport, but we're fortunate enough to have a team that everyone cares about each other, and that's a rarity with some teams. But yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, you could be the three of us, two of us without a medal, one of the medals. Like, you're going to cross that line, be disappointed, but you got to have that split second to realize that your teammate has just achieved something that is a huge goal in their life of the sport. So learning to have the humility to be able to cope with disappointment and happiness for your friend or your teammate is something that you got to learn in this world. And I'm sure there'll be situations where I run well and the boys don't, and you know, it's going to go back and forth. But today I'm disappointed I couldn't win, but I'm very happy for Yared, and I'm happy that I fought for it and had a crack. And you know, 350 is something not to be upset about. It's something that I can move forward with throughout the season. But yeah, that possibility is probably going to happen, and I'm going to be interested to see how Rich deals with it. But that's the exciting thing about being with a team. Like OAC and On now has such a high standard. Hopefully those standards will start to see results and medals, and multiple medals from our teammates. So, yeah.
You mentioned how Yared hasn't competed at the world stage because, I mean, at the Olympics didn't get to run, didn't qualify last year.
Yeah.
Someone like Jakob, you think he's aware of the goose?
Yeah, he knows. Jingy knows. Jingy watched the sub 4 workout, I'm sure, and he's someone that knows what's going on, but he's going to stay to his lane. And like, I mean, Yared's going to be someone that's going to have those new experiences of competing for rounds, competing for places in finals, whereas Jakob's like been there since he was 16, 17. So he has a lot of experience. He'll use that experience to his advantage moving into these races, moving on. And I'll hopefully use the same experience. I ran at Olympics, I ran at Worlds, and I ran at Commonwealth Games. So those type of races will hopefully give me the experience in those championship settings. Same with Mario. Yared obviously made the Olympics, wasn't able to run, but he'll have those opportunities and he'll get those experiences. But I think Jakob knows that his experience in those races will help him moving forward, and that's something Yared has to experience. I mean, Cole Hoare was able to just crush it straight off the bat. 6 at the Olympic Games didn't phase him. Yeah, it could be one of those athletes, or he could be one of those athletes that struggle. It's a part of his journey, and I look forward to seeing it because I know he'll be on a US team soon, and he'll crush it for the US.
Is there any message you want to send? Is there any message you want to send from to the OAC guys?
Oh, I hope he's a little scared. That's the only thing. I think it's nice to see US-based athletes, whether they're American or international, going to these meets, competing, and being some of the best in the world. And I think hopefully it would encourage Jakob not to dodge too much, but want to race us and these athletes, because that will give him exposure and experience in how to race us. But I know he's watching, and the only message I say to him is I hope he's enjoying the show, and he'll see us very soon. And I'm excited to race him, as I'm sure he's excited to race us, and this is a part of the fun. Good question.
Does Rich sit you guys down before the race as a team and say here's what's going to happen, or talk to you individually? How does that work?
He talks to us individually, yeah. I mean, Rich has been very, the way Rich coaches is very nurturing. I think he definitely cares about each individual athlete, and their own individual goals. And he knows that they're going to be athletes that run well, super stoked for them. There'll be athletes that are disappointed, and he has, everyone else's journey intact. He'll talk about it. He'll try and empathize or be super stoked about their progress. And the way Dathan kind of would portray the three of us is he'd individually have us have chats, figure out what is our best strategy to win the races. He wouldn't use us individually. Like when Rich talked to me about my plan, he said, you know what 347 feels like, get to the front, try and stay relaxed, 3 laps to go, try and just keep pushing forward and race it the best possible way you can, regardless of who's around you, because there will be people around you and they might be your teammates. And yeah, he probably said similar things to Jared and to Mario, but he doesn't sit us down together to talk about it. He just kind of individually took us off, and I think that way of coaching is good, because I think the three of us do want to have our own time with Rich to talk about our plan. Because at the end of the day, we are teammates. We'll warm up together, we'll have a good laugh, but when it gets to the line, we're all individuals and we'll all go and race. And then afterwards, Rich will talk to us individually and be great job, or I know you're disappointed, or congratulations on breaking your national record. So, he's great like that. He's been good like that with everyone in the squad, and I think it's getting harder for him because there's going to be more and more people now that he has to enjoy coaching. So that's kind of his process. Yeah.